What's up, everyone? It's Aaron Schatz, Editor-in-Chief of ASE Publishing, and today we've got the review of the Kingston Mobilelite Wireless G3. We've actually upped the schedule because we actually had a lot of feedback saying we wanted to see this review earlier, so we're getting it done within a couple of weeks of posting unboxing. So here you go, everybody. You want to see the review? This is the review. This is review ID 53857. You can check out this and all our reviews by going to www.aselabs.com. You're watching this on YouTube right now. There's going to be a subscribe button right down here in an annotation. You should hit that. You'll be informed of all of our video content as we post them. Also, in the description below, there will be a text summary of this review and all the reviews that we do. So if you're actually watching a video review, you can go down below, hit the text summary, and read it if you can't watch the video for any number of reasons. But since you are watching this, let's get into this right now. If you haven't seen the unboxing, we're going to post a link right up here. However, since I'm going to save you some time, you basically get the Mobilelite Wireless G3, literature, and the box falling. We'll just try to keep that up there. A micro USB cable, and a SD to a micro SD to SD card reader, not card reader, just an adapter. So basically, you stick it in it. Oh, it's one of these. It's push. Hold on, I'll get it open. Hold on. There we go. You basically stick your micro SD card in here, and it turns into a full-size SD. Let's take a closer look of the Mobilelite Wireless G3. So, a brief history of this. Basically, Kingston started off with something called the Y drive, and that was a few years ago. I remember seeing it at CES. And the Y drive was interesting for the time. Basically, you could have expandable storage on a device like my Nexus 5X, for instance. It doesn't have expandable storage. And it went through a whole bunch of iterations, and that's where this actually comes in. The original versions of the Y drive had built-in storage, no expandable storage. Now, you've got no built-in storage and all expandable storage. So let's take a look around the unit. Let me just remove the SD card I have floating in here. You have an SD card slot, and this is why they give you an adapter. So if you have like micro SD cards, which a lot of people nowadays do, that's what the adapter's for. It would have been nice to actually see a micro SD slot directly on here, but the adapter's fine. It's just one more thing to carry. You get a full-size USB-A slot, and this actually goes for charging as well as plugging in a flash drive. So not only does this become like a NAS basically, this can actually charge your phones or other devices and stuff. Just plug it in there and it works just fine. Over here, you actually have an Ethernet port, and I know in the unboxing I said, oh, it's a NAS, duh, it makes sense. However, that's not what this is actually used for. So basically, if you consider this as an access point, basically. So what happens is, when you turn your phone on and you connect to this, this needs to bridge onto another wireless network. So if you have a wireless network in your house, you would tell this to connect to it, and once your device is connected to this, you can actually get internet access. Otherwise, if this doesn't have internet access, and you connect your phone to this, you're humped. Going back to the Ethernet port, the Ethernet, once you actually plug in Ethernet to this device, it actually turns this into an access point entirely. So if you have wireless, okay, now, that's not the use case of this device, but if you have an area that's got no wireless service and you've got Ethernet, you can actually have a wireless network built from this, and it works just fine. It connects up to like 3 or 5 devices and stuff, and you don't even have to use the media streaming features. It'll just work as internet access. But since this is a media streaming and expandable storage device, that's how we're going to review this. The use case for the Ethernet port is actually fairly simple. When you're on trips and stuff and you're going to hotel rooms and stuff, a lot of them, even today, don't have wireless, and they do have a cord for you, an Ethernet cord, saying, oh, just plug your laptop into this, which is weird because a lot of laptops don't even have Ethernet ports anymore. However, you don't have to worry about it if you have this. You just plug this in, and you can actually power this device by plugging in the charging cable directly into it, and you don't have to worry about running on battery power, and then you have an access point in addition to all the NAS functionality that you have too. So it's actually really, really handy feature to have with you when you're traveling. Let's show you how this actually charges a phone or any other random device. So what we're going to do right now is to take my Nexus 5X, which has USB Type-C, and I'm going to put a USB Type-C adapter onto the cable itself. Plug that into here. And USB port right here, and you simply just plug this in, and then once this actually starts up, automatically you'll see that it's charging. And you'll notice that it doesn't say charging slowly. So this has a quick charging port. It's not the quick charging standard, it's just a 2 amp standard. So basically you get really fast charging with this. It's not the quote fast chargers that they have nowadays, but this will charge your devices fairly quickly, much quicker than the older units did in the past. And you just unplug that and it's good to go. So this has a 5400 milliamp hour battery. Battery life says about 16 hours of use, continuous streaming and stuff. In real world use, you probably get about 12 to 14 hours in real world use. However, if you're on a flight and stuff, that's more than enough. You can actually charge your phone up a little bit too and still have enough time on the flight. When we go to Vegas from the East Coast, it's about a 5.5 hour flight. This is great for stuff like that. So you can charge your battery up just a little bit and you still get plenty of use on the actual trip itself. So nice use case that you can actually charge your phone with this as well. We're actually going to reposition the camera in a little bit, and by reposition I just mean superimpose this screen onto it. However, what we're going to do right now is we're going to turn this thing on, and there's 2 ways to turn it on. One, if you just press it, you basically turn the battery on, saying okay, you can charge now. But you can just plug a device into the USB port and that's pretty much good to go. And then you just hold this button in now, and you'll see this blue light come on, and the boot up takes about a minute or so. And once it goes through all its self-testing and stuff, it's actually ready to be connected. So once that starts up, we'll connect our phone and I'll put the picture over here probably. I've connected the Mobilelite Wireless G3 to power because I was using this so much that basically I started draining it. And obviously that's what happens during a review. However, since I want to show you how this works, I need some power. And this works while it's plugged in. So some devices that are battery powered won't work while they're plugged in. This one does, and that's a really, really good feature to have, especially when you're traveling. You want to plug this thing in, work as an access point, and there you go. So right now, I want to actually set everything up here. Even though it's already set up, let me just show you how to do this. So now I'm going to show you the screen over here so you can see the screen hopefully. What we got to do initially is connect to the actual device, which of course I'm connected to it already. However, if I wasn't, you basically just connect to that, and that's basically it right there. And then there's an application that you have to download, hopefully when you have internet access before that, and it's called Mobilelite. So you can get it from iOS App Store, you can get it from Google Play, you can even get it from the Amazon App Store, which who uses that, but I guess if you have Fire devices you have that. And this is the actual look of the Mobilelite application. It's very different than the old one, and that's nice. It's streamlined, it works well, it's fine, it does what it needs to do. So the first thing you're going to do when you actually connect this to the wireless network that this creates is you're going to hit settings, and you're going to want to hit MLW setup, and then you hit wireless setup. And this is where you could set your SSIDs, and you can enable encryption right here if you want to. You can do SSID security. So you can see I called mine some generic thing with ASE on it. There you go. I have no security on it needed because this is testing. However, if you do, just type in whatever you want here and then you get security, works fine. And here, wireless network setup is where you bridge this to your wireless network. And you can see that I already have this set up. But it's simple. It's as simple as just basically touching this and then connecting it with the turning on the password and stuff. You can actually hit other, and you can actually put in the actual credentials and stuff. So if you have a hidden network, you can do that here as well. Let's go into the app setup real quick, and there's nothing to it. It's just saying like, oh, okay, this is how much you've used, this is the free space, and blah blah blah. That's nothing big. You can back up and restore this. Okay, so this thing can back up and restore things on the device. So for instance, it can do the camera and a whole bunch of other stuff. I've never done it because my stuff is already being backed up to Google Photos, so there's no reason for me to do that. But it can do the contacts, the calendar, and the camera itself. So if that floats your boat, you can definitely do that through here. In fact, there's a backup button on the bottom that you just hit, and it'll automatically back everything up. Well, you're hitting it, so it automatically backs everything up from the last time it backed up. So here's just some information, and here's some storage information. There's going to be no storage information because I don't have anything plugged in. So why don't we do that? Go out of here. Now you can see that if I hit this file explorer, offline means what my device is. I don't need to be online for this to work. It's offline. Get it? It's offline. So if I hit offline, you can see all the stuff that I have. this is basically on my phone itself. That's kind of boring. Camera roll, show you all the pictures. I'm not going to show you that because they're my pictures. Let's plug in a piece of storage into the Mobilelite Wireless G3. And let's see here. You might have to go, oh yeah, here, let's refresh. Okay, we refreshed that, and you see that there's an SD card in here. So I only put one thing on it just to show you how this works. So let's just say a use case that you have, right? You've got a couple kids, and you know they each have tablets and stuff, and they're crappy tablets. They have no internal storage basically, and you want to show them movies while on a car trip. Boom! This thing allows you to do that. So let's say you loaded up Spaceballs and you're ready to play it. Well, it's literally as easy as you can go to videos, and you can see all the videos on the device and on this. So this whole Mobilelite application is basically a media player, and it secondarily allows you to easily access that back over here. It secondarily allows you to easily access this. You can actually get to this with an IP address, and you can actually download the files. However, this allows you to stream, and it's really good at doing that. So if we go here, hit SD, you can see I got Spaceballs up, ready to go. So let's hit Spaceballs. Like, literally, it's like playing it from the device itself. So if I flip it this way, you could see, I mean, it's going to be over here, but probably sideways, but that's okay. You get the idea. Sound quality, everything is excellent. It works just like a regular media player. And really, I mean, the use case that this serves is, it hits a nail on the head. It's been doing that. This is third generation, so they got to be doing something right. Like I said before, you get a few hours of battery life on this, and that's really good. And the majority of times, you're going to be near power anyway, so you could just plug this thing into a wall or any other power source. And if you're on a plane and such, you can actually copy all the stuff onto your device to actually play, and then shuffle it back and forth however you see fit. The good thing about the application is that it acts basically as a storage manager, so you can copy to and from the device if you needed to. And really, the good thing about this is basically this gives you expandable storage that a device like this did not have. So if I got tons of SD cards. This thing just got to stop falling. I have tons of removable storage, and I can't just use them on this. Now, obviously, when USB Type-C flash drives come out, I could just plug this in here and it should work fine. But this really allows me to put the content on every device that's in my vicinity. So, for instance, if I'm on a family trip, I can show movies off using this thing on every individual device, so they can start, stop, play, do whatever kind of stuff that they want. I could put music on here, and then they can all stream it individually, whatever they want to listen to. They don't have to listen to the same stuff. So honestly, this kind of device is like really good for the amount of use cases that it has. I really do appreciate the fact that this is an access point when you plug this into Ethernet. And obviously this works as a bridge anyway. So putting this as an access point just makes a lot of sense. The only problem with the Ethernet port is it makes the size of the unit pretty thick. But you know what? That little caveat for the extra flexibility, especially when you're traveling, really good stuff. We've been checking around for prices on this. This is pretty much brand new. However, I've seen them go for about $50 all the way up to about $65. At that price, it's a pretty good price, especially if you have a device like my Nexus 5X that doesn't have expandable storage and you're running out of storage, or you're worried about when you go traveling, this is an access point, this can charge your battery. So, I mean, there's a lot of use cases that this covers. And if you bought these devices separately, for instance, you know, you have like a USB on the go cable, you have a battery backup charger, and all that kind of stuff, this really is attractive in the price point that it is, especially if you're a traveler. Really, good stuff. We'll have links to purchase it, just look below. ASE Labs and ASE Publishing would like to thank Kingston for sending the Mobilelite Wireless G3 for review. You can check out links below and on ASE Labs to purchase this product from various merchants, probably on Amazon, so hit them up. For ASE Labs and ASE Publishing, I'm Aaron Schatz, and thank you for watching. Like I said before, we listened to your feedback, so a lot of you actually posted that you wanted to see this review, and here it is. We did it ahead of schedule. We actually threw away our schedule to actually do this. So we've got more reviews coming, like the Netgear Arlo and a whole bunch of other stuff that we've got coming along. So, you know, there's a subscribe button right there. You hit that, you'll be informed of all our video content as we post them. Like I said before in the beginning of the video too, If you want to read a text summary, it's below. Just hit the link. You'll be taken to ASE Labs where there's a text summary. And again, leave us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. We respond to all the comments that we possibly can, except the ones that are spam, which we do find and we delete. We know who you are. We're coming for you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.